everybody. Welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. And we're really excited today. We are here talking about the non-Christmas movies from Hallmark, our favorites. There are over 50 movies on Hallmark Channel, Hallmark Movies and Mysteries this year that were not Christmas. So it's pretty amazing. And it was fun to look back and think about which ones were our favorite. And I'm film critic Rachel Wagner, and Mary's here.
Hi there.
Yes. And Colleen is here.
Hello.
How are you both doing?
So good. Yes.
Happy New Year.
Yes. Oh yeah. We're gonna stay up till maybe 10.
I was gonna say if I make it to 9:30, I'll be lucky. I'm such a like softie these days. I don't want to go out. I just want to stay home. I'm all about just being at home where it's safe and quiet.
Yeah. I mean, I wish that I wasn't an insomniac because the staying up to midnight is not a problem for me, but it's nothing special. Let's put it that way. It's not an achievement like it used to be when I was little.
Right.
You're like, I stayed up till midnight.
And it's not the same without Dick Clark, you know?
Yeah.
Nobody can replicate that.
Ryan Seacrest, no Dick Clark.
No.
Mm.
Yeah, the thing I love about for the most part, I don't really like New Year's because I think it's actually the most coupley of all the holidays, even
True.
more so than Valentine's. And so it's not that much fun for these single-ites like myself. And but the only thing I think I really like about New Year's is an excuse to eat appetizers.
Oh, tapas. Yes.
Yeah.
All night.
Oh,
little bites
yeah.
of yes.
Go to Trader Joe's and get a bunch of their little bites. The best.
Mhm.
Yum.
Yeah. Anything that like you can have in the freezer that comes like, yeah, and you just get it out and put it up on a tray and yes. Why not?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And this year they have a New Year, New Movies movie for New Year's Day, which is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's right.
Yeah.
I feel like we've had to wait till longer in January in the past.
Yeah, I think they usually have had a week in between unless they had a New Year's movie, which this doesn't look like a New Year's movie. It looks like a
No.
spring movie. And I asked Samantha DePippo about that, about them losing the seasons. She was a little wishy-washy on her answer, I have to say. She was like, oh, we still have the seasons. And I'm like, not really.
Remember that one?
Oh, wow.
The one with Michael Rady and Amy Teagarden, New Year's
Yes.
resolution. And I don't even think that one was on New Year's. I think it was like the
Yeah, I
7th
can't
or
remember.
something.
Yeah, it was in
I
that
could-
season.
Yeah.
At least
yeah,
it was,
it was
a
the
New Year's.
season.
Yeah, there was that. There was The Birthday Witch, was one of my all-time favorites, was a New Year's movie.
Mhm. Oh, I love that.
And then there was that terrible one with Jen Lilly.
That one,
Oh.
I try not to think about.
The one
I can't
that
even
she
remember.
named.
With
that
what's
was
his
from
name?
last year. It was
Oh,
so bad.
So bad.
Where Your Heart Belongs.
Oh, it was
It
awful.
was so bad. I mean, because Jen Lilly is just an inherently likable human. She is so nice and friendly. So I don't know how they make her so unlikable.
I know. Was that the one that was like chasing waterfalls, but like worse or something? I've like blocked
No,
it.
it was the
from my
one where
memory.
she was like planning her friend's wedding and she didn't like care about all she wanted was to get her points as an influencer. She didn't even like care about her friend.
Yeah.
Oh,
She was on her
yeah.
phone all the time. She was really selfish.
It
I
was
forgot.
really bizarre. But anyway,
So
we're
that's
talking
not
about the
on our top
best.
10 list.
Talking about the best of 2022, not
Yes.
beyond Christmas. And there was some good stuff.
Mhm.
And I particularly thought that August, I guess that part of Summer Nights was, or Fall Into You, I don't know when it was. August, I thought was really strong. I think they were actually calling that Fall Into Love. But I thought that was actually a really strong season for them. I have a bunch from that in my top 10. But there were some rough patches earlier in the year, I would say. And I have to admit, there were a few I did not watch. I did not watch the Cut and Color mystery. I didn't watch The Last Aurora Tea Garden. There were a few mysteries that I didn't have to cover on the podcast, and I just never got around to watching them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
So,
think
me
I
neither.
didn't even watch the third Wedding Veil because by then I was like, I don't think yeah. But I
It's gonna
think I had it on in the background, the third one. No, I
it's
bet I
gonna
watched it.
be it's gonna be interesting because that was the best one of the three. But
I was gonna
no.
say that was my
Are you
favorite
kidding?
one. Yeah.
Oh,
It might
I
be
know.
worth, they'll be rerunning it, I'm sure, with these new
Okay,
ones
so I'll
coming up.
watch it this time. Because I remember
Yeah.
the Italian one and I thought it was fine, but then I was like, I don't, okay, well, good. Now I know I need to watch it. That's good.
I wonder how these new ones are going to do, if they will do as well, because I feel like a lot of people didn't really like them that much, and maybe it's just this bubble that I'm in. But they had incredible ratings, especially the first one. The first one had better ratings than anything from Christmas 2021, which is crazy.
Oh,
It was my
Yeah.
least favorite. I didn't like it much at all.
It was good. It was
I
super
did.
boring. It was just them planning this event the whole time. There was nothing. And then the second one was her just researching. It was a research movie.
yeah, and it was
Right.
Italy, which we joked about before. But my favorite scene in that one, when he's like, andiamo, like kind of just says, like, we're gonna keep walking up this road, and she's like, more Italian, more Italian. That was
When,
a good scene.
when the when the new book club sequel trailer came out, yeah, I just died laughing because they're going to Italy.
Oh my God.
Jane Fonda and all them.
Yeah.
I
Oh
thought
my
that
gosh.
was so funny. Yeah, they were in love with Italy. I do have an Italy on my top 10. One of them made the cut.
Actually, maybe me too. Let me check.
Yeah, just one. But anyway, it was an interesting year. I am curious to see how well this new set of Wedding Veil movies does now that they're all coupled up. Like, what are they going to do?
And will they do like with the evergreen movies where the guy is just kind of like, oh, he's away on a job or he's away? Like, are the guys going to be in these new ones too? Or would they be like, oh, he's on a work trip?
Evan
hope
McGarry's
so.
in the first one because I keep
Okay.
seeing commercial, but I don't know about, we haven't seen anything beyond the first one yet. So
Yeah.
I think I remember hearing about Victor Webster filming in Greece. I feel like I heard that on social media, and the third one is set in Greece.
Oh, perfect.
So
Good.
I think they'll be in it at least something. But yeah, it's always hard for Hallmark to figure out what to do next.
Mm-hmm.
After they have their couples set. So we'd like to take a second from this episode of the podcast to celebrate our sponsor of this episode, and that is the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast?
Do you want an inside scoop into what happens on the podcast?
Do you want early access to episodes and loads of cool perks?
Now is the time to become a patron of Hallmarkies podcast.
By becoming a patron, you get to access our patron Facebook group.
You can request episodes or even be a guest on the podcast.
And most importantly, any patron can join our monthly movie watch-alongs with stars like Paul Campbell, Natalie Hall, and more.
It's as low as $2 a month to join in and become a special part of the Hallmarkies family.
Please consider, and we will love you forever.
Go to patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
We also had the start of the Mahogany franchise, which was really exciting, and I was very proud of our coverage. The Mahogany cast.
Yes, very good. Yes,
I was very proud of that. I thought that was really great, and so that's been fun to see. I kind of wish it wasn't on Movies and Mysteries because they could have a little bit more fun with them. They didn't feel a need. Sometimes I feel like when Hallmark does diversity, they feel a need to make it important, and so it's got to be drama and it's got to be like big. It's like, no, everybody deserves to have silly rom-coms.
Yeah. Like I tell people all the time, the one in Seattle, the Fashionably Yours, I think, like that is so much fun. It's just gorgeous. It's fun. And it's like, they didn't make this big point, like, look, it's diverse. It was just a good movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll see what continues to happen with that. But I guess let's get started. Let's talk about our number 10 of non-Christmas Hallmark 2022. My number 10 is one that I feel like not very many other people liked, but I enjoyed it, is Autumn in the City. I really enjoyed this one. It helps the fact that I saw this while vacationing in New York City. So I think that I was just in like the perfect
Yes.
situation and spot to like have a cute little rom-com. I also thought it was really funny when she like accidentally auditions for that for the play. She doesn't even know what it is.
Yes.
That was really funny, I thought. And I liked the two of them together. I felt like this is the first time that we saw Amy Teagarden that felt correctly cast for her, where she didn't feel either too young or too old. Like to me, she seemed just right cast for her. And I liked her and Evan Roderick. I thought that they worked. And I love Laura Soltis whenever she's in one of these movies. She's always great as his mom. She was good. And I thought it was fun. I enjoyed it. It was very autumny.
Yeah. Autumny. Yeah, that one's still on my list to watch because I was actually on a work trip when that one came out. And then I can't remember if it was playing anymore. So I've got it like a note, like if that comes back, I need to record it on the VDR.
Yeah.
Or I can just get it on demand and watch that one because that did look cute. And I love her. I will watch any movie with her because I just think she's just so much fun.
Yeah. Well, it's hard for me because I just know her so well as Julie on Friday Night Lights. And she was this teenager character. And I feel like she has a really young face. And this was the first one where I felt like she was playing a young person just starting out, and so it fit. I felt like she fit so well. Whereas some of the others, like when she was playing in the Family Tree movie, to me, she seemed too young for that part and definitely too young to be with Andrew Walker.
Yeah.
So this was, to me, was finally they got it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that one. It was cute.
It was fun. And they worked in the humor. Let me see who wrote this one. Blake Silver, Joey Elkins, Sherry Davenport are the writers. They did a good job. It was funny.
I liked the two friends in the restaurant. There were the coffee, whatever that place was. I liked all that too.
They were funny. So that's my number 10. What about you, Colleen? What is your number 10?
Totally opposite, like going in totally opposite direction. It's The Journey Ahead, which was on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. Wasn't it on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries with Holly Robinson Pete?
I had that as my 10 for a while, and then I kept moving it on and off. So it's
I know.
really
I actually just moved it in, and I had another one I moved out. Yeah, I really liked it. It was really well done. I cannot remember the other actress's name that she was with. They had great chemistry.
Haley Bryant.
Okay. It was just really well done. I really liked the story. I liked her fear of cancer and all that was just real. It happens to so many people. I just thought there was a lot of realism to it. Her ex was pretty bad.
To have him with another person in her house.
Yes.
Having an affair. That was shocking. What are we in Lifetime?
Wasn't that Lachlan Monroe who always who's lately, like he was in the Mistletoe Promise famously as a bad dude. So
Monroe,
I just thought it was a really well done movie. I love Holly. Almost everything she does, I love. So I was really pleased with that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Good. All right, Mary, what's your number 10?
Okay, so like you guys, I had a ton tied for number 10, and just today, because of sentimental reasons, this one won out. It's called Marry Me in Yosemite. So I know that. Some people panned it, but hear me out. I watched it with my husband, and he loves national parks. And he watched it with me, and he's like, "Oh, this is pretty. Look at the scenery. I could go there. Let's go there." So it was just a fun bonding moment for me and my husband. Plus, I don't think I'd ever seen that actor in any Hallmark movie before, Tyler Harlow.
Not just that, it was his first uvie. Period.
Was that right?
Oh wow!
Yeah, which
is
very impressive.
Yeah, I was impressed by him. Cindy Busby didn't overact too much, so that was props, and the conflict with the 15 minutes to go conflict was a little, and then being a journalist, I was like, you can't, and a writer myself, I'm like, you can't get something fixed that quickly, but hey, and my husband being like, it's a movie, come on, they're in love. So then I, forgave it. And I liked it. It was fun escape summary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing about that movie is that I just wanted her to take her darn shoe off. Like when she gets it caught in the rock, I'm like, just take your shoe off.
I know. That, I think I was yelling at the TV as well. Like, oh my goodness.
Your shoe is caught, take it off and your foot will be free. Not hard. But I can see why you would have it as your number 10. Yeah. All right. Well, my number 9 is my Italy movie. It's my Always Amore is my Italy movie.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Tyler is just so good. It's hard to not put him on this list. He's so swoon-worthy. I thought he and Autumn were a good combo. I liked the sous chef guy. You've got Julie Sherman-Wolf writing, and that's always going to be a winner. And they had some more drama because this was on Movies and Mysteries. And all the cooking, was fun. All the food. This was probably maybe the best food movie of the year on either Lifetime or Hallmark, because those were pretty much a miss all around. Food movies. So this I thought was fun. I enjoyed it.
That was my number 10 until about 2 hours ago. I flipped it. Yeah, that dropped to number 11. But yeah, I love that one.
My problem was I accidentally got that one mixed up with The Perfect Recipe, the one with the that kept flashing back to the couple and then forward. And
I'm Welcome to Mama's.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Mama's. I got them mixed up, and so I forgot about that one. And that one is a cute one. Always Amore. Yeah. Okay, so that's probably number 11 for me too.
Welcome to Mama's was fine, but I just felt like Lorraine Bracco was in like another movie.
Yeah,
she was.
Yeah, I was like watching two parallel movies.
Yeah.
Yes. Rachel, you were here when we were watching that. I'll never forget that. You were visiting.
That's right. I was. That was so fun.
That's what I remember that was the best part of that. Like, I didn't hate the movie. It was fine, but it was kind of a weird, disjointed movie. But that was the fun part. But yeah.
I'm glad you reminded me about that. Yeah. Well, Mary, what is your number 9?
Okay. So again, this is maybe not going to be on other people's top 10 lists, but Fly Away with Me with Natalie Hall, and she's got like the
bird,
and he's not a pilot like I thought he was, and they have to like sneak the pets in and out of their apartments. It was cute, it was fun, it was lighthearted, it was what I needed at that time. Yeah, so it kind of shot up on the list for me.
That felt like a sitcom spec script. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that was originally for like Friends or something like that. And they're like, let's make it into a Hallmark movie. I can just see it like an episode of Frasier, an episode of, a sitcom where all of a sudden they have this bird.
Way back, it's like, I mean, I'm dating myself, but like, I'm thinking like you could have written something like that on Three's Company. And they were just trying to deceive that woman. It was like deceiving the Ropers or something.
Yeah.
That part was funny.
The Nanny, I could see like Fran having some bird that she has to hide, like it just felt like a sitcom plot to me. Oh, I'm not insulting it because of that.
Yeah, I think that's why. Maybe I liked it. I haven't found a good sitcom in a while.
Yeah. You didn't have to think much about it. It was just nice and light and heart, which is good sometimes.
Totally.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, Colleen, what's your number 9?
Mary, you have to watch it. It's The Wedding Veil Legacy, the third one with Alice and Sweetie.
I'm so glad.
It just kind of stuck with me. That was the only one that stuck with me. I mean, I liked the one with Autumn, but I like this one better. I thought she and Victor had good chemistry. I always have had a soft spot for Alice and Sweetie. Quick side, like 12 years ago, she was in a spin class with me in Hollywood. And I'll never forget that. Like, I always have thought about her differently ever since then. Yes.
Wow.
That's funny. Long time ago. One time it happened. But yeah, I just like her. And I liked them. I thought it was pretty well written. I just enjoyed that one the best out of the three. And the whole thing with her rug, the rug, like she kept using her rug as like and the friends kept thinking it was a metaphor for him because she was debating on what kind of rug to buy throughout the movie. It was kind of funny.
I don't know anybody that didn't think that one was the best one. As far as in the fandom, I feel like it's just universally agreed upon.
Oh, good.
That it was the best of the three.
Well, I bet they're showing them before they begin these next, so that's it. That's what I'm going to be doing. Don't bother me in January. Gotta catch up.
Well, my number 8 is my Mahogany movie. It's To Her With Love. Was my favorite of the Mahogany movies. It might be helped by the fact that Sky Marshall was one of my favorite interviews, like ever, all time. She was hilarious. And we were just I think it was me and Jasmine, I think. And we were just cracking up. Like so much. It was so funny. And if she doesn't win Best Interview in our Hallmark Podcast Awards, I'll be really disappointed because I thought she was the best. And it was a cute story about these teachers and saving the art department. And I liked the guy, Tobias Truvillian. He was hunky and cute, and their little movie date. I was a big fan of that. That was really fun. So yeah, that was my favorite of that group.
It was cute. It wasn't my favorite, but I did like it.
Yeah.
So, and really, y'all should listen to that interview. She was so funny. So Mary, what's your number 8?
Okay, it's Merry Go Round with
really.
Oh, okay.
I know it sounds. No, I'm second guessing. No, I'm sticking with it. Because no, this is another one I watched with my husband, and he kept pointing stuff out, and I was like, "Shh, let me enjoy it." He's like, "Well,
I just struggled with it, so that's interesting."
Yeah, he pointed out the things that were the struggles for sure. But I think it rose to the top because I laughed so hard when they're in the courtroom and he goes, "Honey, I'm home." So the whole the concept of it, that you could still be married for all those years, and then to just was like, I think I read that in a book that probably did it better, and I just liked that concept. So I forgave the other flaws and went with it. And Brennan Elliott, I like him. But
I usually like him, but he came off as so smug to me in that movie.
He did, yeah.
That's what I struggled with.
Yeah, that's actually what you're.
But and what's her name? Amanda Schul. She's one of those people that it seems like she'll be a perfect fit for these movies, but so far she's like Maggie Lawson is that way for me too. Like they should be perfect fit for these movies, but so far I haven't loved either of theirs, but I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
And so I am going off of like some memories instead of like I should have taken notes during it, because I also wrote there to the side, I wrote Romance and Style there, and I think that was my tie, even though that didn't end up making it in my top 10.
Aside from the Weddingville, I think all of our picks so far have all been in the fall, right?
Oh yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I didn't, my biggest beef with that movie was the mother and the lie.
Oh yeah. The mother.
That was my biggest problem with it.
Now that you remind me of it.
Sorry.
Not like
no, it's okay.
Like the things that I remembered, I liked when I was looking back at the list. Oh yeah, I liked the student he was fighting for. The mom. Oh, that was annoying. Hey, maybe I should rearrange. It's too late. We're in.
It's okay.
Go with it.
It's okay. So Colleen, what's your number 8?
I feel like we're like kind of not overlapping yet. We will at some point, but Love in the Limelight.
Yeah, good choice.
Yeah,
it's funny you say that because it's my number 7.
Oh no way! I just really it was my favorite movie of them together. I haven't really cared for them as an acting couple together, and I love her, but he just something about. I just feel like he seems so much younger than her for some reason. I don't know how old. They're probably similar in age, but I just really enjoyed that movie. I thought it was really well done. I liked that she was a little uptight. I liked that she kind of chilled out. I like the family involvement. Normally, sometimes I think the family's overkill, but I just really liked that one.
Yeah, no, good choice. That was my number 7 as well.
Oh,
Yeah, we're getting to the overlapping. And I didn't
Wow.
know it was like a real life love story either. Like I read that afterwards.
It's true story.
Yeah, it's so cute.
yeah.
And this movie loved Utah more than any movie has ever loved Utah.
Mhm.
Like they were like, Utah's so beautiful. It's so great. Go up into the mountains. Which was fun. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought that the music was actually like fun. Like I download those songs because that's not always the case with these kind of movies.
Right.
Mhm.
But I actually enjoyed the music. And I thought that they played the father angle just right. Like he wasn't too much.
He wasn't crazy, but he was
Mhm.
protective enough, Yeah.
Yeah.
They had some just that the whole family was so, you could tell they cared about her, and they, I like that. They weren't trying to be mean.
I really liked when the grandma, the abuela, was telling her, like, I know that you're strong enough. You're a
Mhm.
strong person. You can deal with this. And that kind of convinced her to, once she'd been exposed by the news and, she thinks, oh, I can't do this. And the grandma, I know you're strong enough for that. That whole
Yeah.
conversation was really good.
That's
Mhm.
really good. I know. I
Mhm.
love that sort of emotional resilience, being like,
Yeah.
okay, this isn't going to crush me. Which is interesting when you look at some of my top picks near the top, because there's a lot of anxiety, emotional resilience themes near the top. We'll get there.
Yeah.
He's Johnny.
And he's Darren.
Do you like movies?
Do you like your childhood?
Do you like movies from your childhood?
Do you like podcasts about movies from your childhood?
If you answered yes to one or all those questions, then you might enjoy Nostalgia Cast. It's a podcast about movies from your childhood.
So if you're nostalgic for nostalgia, then you might like Nostalgia Cast. See, that's the name of our podcast, Nostalgia Cast.
Yeah, I think they got that.
Should we sign off?
Let's do it. I'm Johnny.
And he's Darren. And this is Nostalgia
Nostalgia
Cast.
I win.
So Colleen, what's your number 7 then? If that's
2 Tickets to Paradise, which I had very low expectations on because I never thought that Ashley and Ryan Pavey would be a good match. And I just thought they were great. I thought it totally exceeded my expectations. Maybe it's not the best movie, but I just really enjoyed them. I thought the scenery was beautiful. The fiance was a little weird, but I'm glad she dealt with that at some point, and finally realized what she wanted. But I just really enjoyed it. And I liked I don't know what she was, an aunt or a friend that owned that restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
I liked that angle as well. I liked the woman who worked at the hotel. I liked the side characters a lot. I liked the guys, the husbands. I just liked it. I just thought it was fun.
Yeah.
They're going to have kids with cute smiles. I mean, both of those characters have the best big grins. Especially Ashley. She just lights up the screen,
Yeah.
So, yeah. And gorgeous scenery, just fun. But
Exactly.
Well, my number 6 was Groundswell.
That was mine.
Oh, really?
you guys,
Now we're starting to.
Now we're starting.
I have not seen that one yet.
Oh, really?
I think I was out of town for that. I had 2 big trips this last year, but I love her. So what did you think about the pairing?
Well, Hector is great. I loved interviewing him. He was really great. And I thought that they actually had really good chemistry. And I'm a sucker for Hawaii and the ocean. And so all that part of it, learning to surf, I've learned how to surf. And so all that I kind of connected with. But I thought that Hector did a really good job with the emotional parts when he was talking about his wife dying and there with his brother and his and all of that all was really good, I thought. And I thought that I thought the food parts worked. I guess this is the second good food movie of the year. But this is the kind of thing that's a pretty easy sell to me. I love Hawaii. I love Lacey. I love, being in the water, food movies. I love all the ingredients. And I thought they did it real well. Lee Friedlander's the director. She did a really good job. I honestly think they like elevated the book. I mean, I loved having Katie Lee Bagel on. She was awesome. But like they really only used maybe 2 chapters of that book.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah. But anyway, I enjoyed it. So I have it at 6. What about you? What do you have at 6, Mary?
I had A Splash of Love. So your ocean kind of theme there with the whales.
Okay.
Yes. So I felt
Rhiannon.
and Benjamin
Love her.
Hollingsworth. I felt like I had to choose between 2 of his. Like I couldn't have 2, which I don't know. Those aren't the rules, So I kicked off Romance and Style for this one, which I also liked. But Splash of Love, which I don't know, it was just fun. My dad's from the Pacific Northwest, and so I just have memories of being around there, even though I've never seen Menorca actually. So I guess I just need this guy to take me out on a boat and show me Pod C or whatever it was. Like,
That's another one that has Laura Soltis as
Yes.
yes.
She was like the queen of moms this year, or
Yes.
moms, or she wasn't a mom, but the woman,
maternal
the
figure.
maternal
Yeah.
figure, and like how I had to be 8 movies this year or
Yeah.
something like that. It felt like
Yeah.
She's
I know.
so good.
Busy season for her. But
And we
she's
need
really
to
good.
nominate her for Princess, Hallmarkie's Podcast Award Princess.
There you go.
It's our supporting
Yeah.
actress award. But yeah, that was a fun one. And yeah, they really embraced Rhiannon and Hunter this year. Hallmark.
Mhm.
They're kind of, I feel like they're sort of the future of the network.
Yeah, good point.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. I thought it was
Yeah.
a good one. I liked Rhiannon in that. She's kind of quirky and kind of
Mhm.
almost a little goofy sometimes, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watch her Up TV. I've watched a bunch of movies on Up TV with her as well, and I like her.
Yeah, she's so cute.
Mhm.
So Colleen, you had Groundswell at 6.
Yes.
So what do you like about it?
A lot of what you already said. I loved the scenery. I've never been to Hawaii. I can't believe I live in California. I've never been to Hawaii. I don't understand what's wrong with me.
I've never been either.
Take me with
Oh,
you.
you
Take
haven't?
me with
Okay.
you.
My in-laws met there when they met and got so they were both on a trip with their family and they met in Hawaii, came back to Utah and met each other here and started dating and got engaged like super fast. They like fell in love in Hawaii. It's like a Hallmark movie. They
I was
fell in
gonna
love, like,
say you need to write that.
yeah. It was like an 11-day
That's
span of
awesome.
them both being on this trip. And so we keep bugging them for their 50th wedding anniversary. All like 20 grandkids. We need to go to Hawaii and see the spot where they fell in love. But someday. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I also liked the cameos of, what was it, Katie Lee, and
mhm.
I didn't know the other one. I can't remember who the other one was. Weren't there 2, I think, but I liked the cooking piece.
Yeah.
I just liked it all. I enjoyed it. I don't know anything about surfing. I would never surf myself. I'm too old to surf now, I think, but it's interesting, that side of it. That's just nothing I know anything about, and I kind of learned a little bit.
Mhm.
Whether or not it's real or not, it's probably, most of it's probably like somehow.
Well, they had Leanne Wong, who has been on Top Chef and was actually on Top Chef
That's
the
okay.
same when Katie Lee, when she hosted, she did the first season of Top Chef, and Leanne Wong was on that season, and so I think they brought her on because of that. And
Oh, okay.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Well, my number 5 is Midlove Crisis.
Seriously?
Wow.
Yeah.
Me too.
You guys are in sync. I didn't see that one either. But it looks so cute.
It was so
Because
good.
Like,
It was really good.
oh, good. Well, obviously it's both of them in number 5. It looked really, really cute. And I'm bummed I didn't see it because you guys, my guilty pleasure was Desperate Housewives for years. And Terry
Oh.
Hatcher's just amazing. Remember that Christmas movie she was in with James Denton?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I ate it up. I was like, ugh.
Funny you
So-
mentioned that because we are doing our patron watch along this month with James Denton watching Kiss Before Christmas.
I love it. I love it. I love
What?
it.
Yes.
Fantastic.
On the 9th.
Oh, wow.
It's gonna be super fun. But anyway, yeah, midlife crisis. I mean, I don't know any other studio that is giving parts like these to women. Like there are a lot of, I feel like there are a lot of roles for older women. There are a lot of roles for younger women, but giving for this particular age of woman that, you know, this midlife crisis 50th birthday, I feel like it's pretty unique. Actually, there's not a ton of roles out there. And so I'm happy that Hallmark is telling these stories, because I think it's important. And I mean, I guess you'd have an occasional, like the book club movies or things like that, but I'm just glad that they gave her this opportunity, and I thought it was really well done. I loved her daughter and her daughter's fiance. Was really well done and sweet. And James Tupper, I mean, I've loved him ever since like Men in Trees and going way back. He's so good. And like her ex was a little not the best, it was a little much, but other than that, I just really enjoyed it.
Yeah, he was a little he was like a lot creepy to me. Like he kind of creeped me out. But yeah, I loved it. And I love too, I agree. There's like Hallmark has found a way to tell stories for, I mean, you have Holly Robinson and you have her and you have, there's others. That other movie, the movie with James Denton, that woman was a little older. I can't think of her name. But people in their 50s, Harmony. Late 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
You
they
just
used to drop out
that.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they're only parents and that's it. Yes. They're only the secondary story. They're not the main story. In this movie, the woman, the lead was the mom and the secondary was the daughter, which I loved.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah. All right. Well, Mary, what was your number 5?
Okay. This is another one that might be controversial, but Rip in Time.
Oh yeah, that was goofy. That was
I liked it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too.
Like people like either hated it online, were like, "What did I just watch?" Or they were like, "This was so cute, crazy, weird." And I was in that latter part where I was like, "That was hilariously weird," and it was such a crazy concept that I was like, "Why not? I'm all in," you know. And Niall May, he's just, I could watch him like, I don't know, read a cookbook or something. He's just, to me, I just really like him. And so it was just crazy. And it's just, I don't know, it was enjoyable. And yeah, I'm sticking with it.
He's taking really interesting projects now, Mater.
I know. Yeah. I agree.
This one, what was his Christmas? I feel like his Christmas movie was a little bit different. Oh, it was When I Think of Christmas. But anyway, he's taking like unusual projects.
Yeah, it's a lot different than remember the old ones with Aaron Krakauer, with the 3 of them that
I try not to remember.
Father Christmas.
They're so bad.
Trying to like grow and maybe try it, like, anyway. So yeah, and this one like was just so bizarre, and he was just there for it. Like he wasn't phoning in his part at all. He was like, I am committed to this part.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, my number 4, pretty much my top 4 are dead heat. Like I really loved all 4 of these movies. So, but since I have to pick, my number 4 is Romance and Style. I just loved this movie. And some people were like, oh, it was too hard on the body positivity. I disagree, because her job is in fashion. She's trying to get this line taken seriously. So it made sense for her character. And I just loved JC so much. I thought she was great. Another one with Laura Soltis being great.
Good choice. I think I should dump out Merry-Go-Round and put that one back in. I mean, sorry.
I support that.
You guys are like, I totally support that. So if we want to do the director's cut of this podcast later, let's just put that one in. Because their chemistry was so good. Like you could totally, he looked at her, like his eyes would just like sparkle. He's like, I like you. Like you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was believable.
From the moment he saw her, he was gone.
Yes.
He was and that was so swoon worthy. It was just, I absolutely just loved it. And I thought for once they had a movie about fashion where she looked like high fashion. Like
you made that point. Like that Hallmark doesn't quite know how to dress some women. And you've kind of been making that point over the year. Like we don't want like weird stuff cut off in the middle or this or that or big bows. she looked good. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Especially
convinced the only time, I'm
No.
the only time that it happened where like someone was dressed like impeccably.
Yeah.
I go back to 15. Mistletoe Promise. Jamie King was like a supermodel. I swear she used her own wardrobe for that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise you don't get that.
The I'm not sold on the ponytail in that movie. I guess she had to like fight for it, according to Alonso Duralde said at Screen Drafts. She had to fight for that ponytail. It gives me headaches watching it.
But the fashion, the clothes were so good.
Agreed. But Romance and Style, I just thought she looked great, beautiful. I complained in Undercover Holiday that they were just putting her in these oversized clothes and it just looked terrible. But this was so important for her character because she
works in fashion
designer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But another one that I love the fashion of, I think if I'm thinking back old school, would be Love of the Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Oh yeah.
Her clothes.
Oh yeah, they were great.
Great in that. So
we'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies merch store.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for the postable, hardy, or Hallmarky in your life?
What about getting that t-shirt or hoodie that will help you stand out at your next holiday party?
Now is the time to check out the Hallmarkies merch store.
Full of festive designs by artists like Jessica Miller, Carrie from Hallmark Comics, and more.
You can even have more than just shirts, but totes, cell phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and more.
And it isn't just Hallmark. We have designs for Anna Green Gables, Man from Snowy River, The Nanny, and more.
Every purchase at the merch store goes to help support the podcast and allows us to make the great content you know and love.
There are frequent sales, so go to tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies or see the link in the description.
That's tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies.
Mary, what is your number 4?
Okay, so like you, I've got a bunch that are all kind of tied kind of in a row here. And I put The Presence of Love at number 4.
That's so good.
I know. So see, it might move up. I don't know. Gosh, it might. I mean, both of them, talk about eyes, like Julian Morris, good gravy.
Yes.
Well, it's the color of his eyes. I mean, honestly, like a nice gravy. He it was gorgeous. It was so interesting to see her work through these issues that she had with anxiety and panic attacks. And then he's just so kind to her and gorgeous England. So
I'm so glad that you had this on your list because I felt like this went way under the radar and hardly anybody was talking about it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear you have it as well because I know Michelle and I were just like in love with this movie.
Oh, so beautiful.
I have it coming up.
Me too.
Yeah, it might need to move up because I'm like, I feel like if you're watching this like in real time, it's like moving it. Oh, wait, no, I know. But I mean, I can't say enough good about it. And I think I even was telling people around me, have you seen that one yet? You ought to see that one. So
yeah, it definitely went under the radar. I don't feel like they marketed it very much and people hardly even knew it came out. And it was so good. It beat all the Ireland beat Italy. Yeah.
Oh, for
sure. Those are the only 2 places you're allowed to fall in love, I think. Maybe in New York City every now and then.
Oh yeah.
But Colleen, what's your number 4?
Actually, it's my favorite of the Mahogany, Unthinkably Good Things. I just really enjoyed it. Maybe it was because they advertised it to death and I was kind of sick of seeing the commercials, but I was like, I gave it a fair shot and I really enjoyed it. I liked the 3. I mean, there was a lot of conflict going on and a lot of drama, but sometimes maybe I just expect that. I don't know. 3 best friends. I being a woman, you have these, when you get into conversations with your friends, sometimes everyone has a lot going on and you just have to listen and deal with it and figure out what to say. I mean, these are a little extreme, but I thought it was interesting that the one girl actually kind of left her husband, but kind of took a break.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Which is not something you normally see. And I'm not saying I advocate for that ever, but it was different. And just to get her point of view, I just enjoyed it. I thought it was really well done. I liked all 3 actresses. I liked it.
Yeah, I did too. I had it in my top 15, so I did enjoy it. I liked all of the ladies and the stories and everything, and it's interesting because then they kind of did the same thing again with Girlfriendship.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I like both of them, but maybe that's why for me, To Her with Love stood out a little bit more. It's just being like a little of the four that they've done, which one was a Christmas movie, so we're not counting it. So of the three, it just felt a little bit more original to me, but yeah, they were all solid. I thought the Mahogany movies, they did a good job with them.
Yeah.
All right, well, my number 3, and this is probably the movie that I've watched clips of it the most over and over again because I loved like particularly certain scenes. It's Game Set Love.
What?
I loved this movie so
Really?
much. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I have 2 boys are on our high school tennis team. And so when they were seeing the clips for it, like, oh, we gotta watch that. It's actually a Hallmark movie about tennis. We like tennis. But they kept like, I should not have watched it with them because that's not like a play.
I have no knowledge of tennis hardly at all. Like, so that maybe helped.
Yeah.
I know nothing. But I love Richard Harmon. I thought he was great. He was so swoon-worthy in it and playing this like bad boy of tennis. And I thought him and Davida had such good chemistry. And then when they're dancing and then they kiss,
that was a good scene.
So good, that scene.
I'd love to see more.
They're playing our song.
Yeah.
It was great. I just thought it was so swoon worthy throughout, and the big climactic tennis match and everything, and so it was definitely one of my favorites.
I have higher hopes for it because it really did meld my sports life with all my children and my husband that play sports, and then my love of like a happy ending. I shouldn't have watched it with those 2 boys. They were like, he's not holding the rest. Just stop it. Like, enjoy. This is so cute. They're gonna kiss. Be quiet.
I hope that he does more movies, and and I would love if him and his girlfriend Rhiannon Fish did a movie together. That would be amazing.
That would be wild. I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
And his sister directed this movie, Game Set Love. So it's just like a Harmon love fest right now.
Oh yeah, and love fest. Love for tennis and for yeah. I like what you did there. I did not know she directed it. That's really cool.
Yes, Jessica Harmon, and his father, I think, or his uncle Alan Harmon, is also a Hallmark director. So it's just the Harmon family is well represented in Hallmark world. But yeah, I would love that. That would be so fun. But I really like Davida too. I think that I hope that she keeps doing these because I really enjoyed her. So I enjoyed interviewing her as well. But Mary, what's your number 3?
All right, it's Love's Portrait.
Okay.
And this one,
I remember that.
Yeah, this was similar to me to The Presence of Love, only in that it was just gorgeous overseas England, scenery. But I really liked the because my dear friend is the ASL teacher, so I kind of really loved the sign language in it. And it was just seamless, like, oh yeah, and I do the sign language. And then it was such a cool concept that like he would dream of her and he drew this painting of her, which could be a little creepy, but they kind of uncreepified it in my view. So, and there were just some really nice scenes where he's like in the rain with her, or I think he reaches out and like moves her hair off her cheek, and I was like, that's a good move. So it bumped up the list for me.
Yeah, that was a good one. I liked that one too.
I liked it too.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, Colleen, what's your number 3?
The Presence of Love.
There you go.
I love Eloise. I wish she did more. I mean, she does a fair amount of Hallmark, but she's in one of my all-time favorite Christmas movies, Christmas with Holly, and I've liked her ever since.
Yes. With Sean Ferris.
Yes. Oh, I love her. Which don't even get me started. Oh my God. And the Veterans Christmas too. Oh, I love that.
Oh, she is. Oh my gosh, that movie is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
She's just so good.
Yeah, I really liked it. And I hadn't thought about the anxiety aspect of it, even though that was a huge part of it. I'm like, that's a really good subject to discuss in a movie that you don't normally see. Because not everyone has a perfect life. And even though everyone has a conflict, like you could visibly see it versus just talking about it or whatever. I mean, it was just a lot more present in the movie. I really liked that. And I've never been to Ireland. I need to go. So I just really enjoyed it. It was just really hit me the right way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, it's my number 2. The Presence of Love was my number 2. I think it's just about perfect. And the only real flaw I would have with it was his mother was unreasonable, like just too much. But I loved everything with the daughter and her trying to help her
daughter
get help, with her anxiety and all of that. Eloise was great. I thought they had really good chemistry, her and Julian Morris. It was beautiful. It was just a really good story. And this is directed by McLean Nelson, who is the husband of Claire Niederprom, who has directed tons of Hallmark movies, including her pen pal. She did that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they're like a dynamic duo.
Yeah.
and I just thought it's really the mother's the only flaw I would have with the movie. I think this one is feature film worthy. I think you could have this in theaters. It's
I agree.
I agree.
All right, Mary, what's your number 2?
Dating the Delaney's.
Okay.
Oh, I like that one. That was in my top 15.
Oh yeah. See, and it went to number 2 because I am just such a strong Rachel Boston, Paul Campbell, and them together. The Last Bridesmaid, if I just watch that anytime it comes on, I'm like, oh, so I was coming into this one thinking I'm gonna love it because it's these two that I adore. And I liked the different storylines, like the daughter's storyline and her, and that sweet young other teenage boy, every storyline, I loved it. It was just fun, top to bottom.
Well, August was also the month for despicable ex-husbands.
Oh yeah.
Because we had Black Monroe. It's terrible. We had her ex in Groundswell, Lacey's ex in Groundswell. We had Brendan Zub in this one a lot. But it was cute. And when he would when Paul Campbell would have things delivered for her.
Yeah. Because he does comedy so well, but here he did that really sincere, almost like a dramatic kind of role in some places of it, because he's showing that mourning, but also moving forward in this openness to this new love.
Yeah, it was like quarantine. I can't talk today. It's like quarantine. It's a quarantine gesture, like we're all stuck and people would send you stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So good. It was cute. It was a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Colleen, what is your number 2?
Romance and Style.
Very good.
I mean, I was going back and forth between that and Presence of Love which one was 3 and 2, but I really liked it. I love Benjamin Hollingsworth. I've loved him I've only seen him on Hallmark. I don't know if he's been in anything else, but there was a movie, I don't know, it might be 10 years by now, called Lucky in Love, where he was kind of nerd. Do you remember that movie?
Yes.
Yes. He had that
April
nerd
Fool's
thing.
movie.
That's
the
one that
nerd
made
thing
me,
you like, Rachel.
Yeah.
He was one of the first ones with the nerdy thing, and I just loved him. But I just thought this was really well done. I've watched so much fashion reality, I've watched Project Runway and all that, and they really, it's such a cutthroat industry, and you have to really fight. And I just feel like the way they wrote the 2 villains was really well done. It was I'm thinking of some of these fashion directors you hear about. Almost like the stereotypical, but really someone like an Anna Wintour or somebody like that. I mean, that's just all this is how she is. She was like Meryl Streep, Anyways, I just
It was
really
so
liked
good.
it. Yeah, it was really good. I don't have anything else to say that you guys didn't already say.
You've convinced me. It's in my top 10 now. I can't believe I took it out today. We're kicking out Mary around for all the reasons we've discussed, and Romance and Style is in the top 10. It really was so good. And I can have 2 Ben Hollingsworth. There's no rules.
There
So
you
that
go.
All right. Well, my number one is honestly, it's going to be tough to beat in 2023. It's, I think, one of the best Hallmark movies, period, that they've ever made. It's Just One Kiss was number one. I mean, it's got a lot of things that I love. It's got a lot of music. I love musicals. Santino Fontana, I love. Krista Rodriguez, I love. The whole thing with the moms totally worked for me. And it was fun because the second time I watched it, I was like, oh, look at what they did there and there and there. And I could see all the sort of little clues, because they were very clever about the way they would have the character talking to herself in certain scenes, that it feels like she's talking to the mom, but she doesn't actually talk to the mom. Very good. I mean, if I was going to hard nitpick, I do think that her ex was a little Lifetime thrillery, little stalkery, little weird. But everything else was so good that I was willing to forgive that. I thought Ava Grace Cooper was absolutely great as the daughter. She was wonderful. Just the whole cast. I loved every scene on the roof. Oh, so good. I absolutely loved the movie. So it's my number one.
That's fun.
Yeah. So Mary, what's your number one?
Okay. It's Don't Forget I Love You with Emily Olerup and Clayton James. It was like, I think from one of their first ones. Yeah. So it's along that same thing of presence of love with the anxiety that she was feeling. And she gets this push to get through it. And I just loved how patient he was with her. Not like, whoa, you've got issues or you're weird or whatever. He was like, come along with me. Like on that bridge, I would have died. Just carry me off. I'm dead. And he just helps her through it, and because I've been through that in my life where I have this terrible thing with heights. And I was like, this is me on the screen. I totally connected with her. And I think Clayton James needs to have more starring roles. I think he's just a sweetheart. So it pushed to the top for me.
Did you watch the Christmas Retreat? On Op TV?
Oh,
he had the lead in that with
Oh,
William
it was
Fish.
cute. Yes.
It was cute.
Oh my gosh, really? Oh,
or it might be the holiday retreat. It's the retreat something.
The treat something? Yeah. Okay.
For Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cute.
My only bone to pick with that movie, it's a fun movie, is that the poster was terrible. It has her making this like really weird face, and like she's this beautiful woman and she's in this like sweatsuit. I don't know. It's like, what are you doing? She's one of those beautiful women on any Hallmark movie. Amelia Ullerup. Like, why did you have this terrible poster?
Yeah, it could have been a better poster.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
But other than that, it was fun. All right, Colleen, what's your number one?
Just One Kiss.
Hey, good choice.
It was just it was just great. I mean, it was just really good. It was more like it was also feature filmish to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I totally had no idea the mothers were not alive. I did not even pick up on it until the end. I had no clue. Usually I can pick up, you see something and you're like, okay, this is how this is going to go. That one, I didn't have any of that. Yeah. I just really liked it. I liked both of them.
Yeah. And I loved all the sort of fantasy sequences.
Yes.
When they're dreaming of each other, and it gives them more of a chance to sing and dance. And
the singing. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's so great. So I still remember, so you get to interview all these cool people a lot, Rachel, but I got to interview him once in a press junket when he came out to Salt Lake City to be with the Tabernacle Choir for their Christmas concert. So we were all there interviewing him. And I still remember the other reporter, I'm not going to call out which agency she's with but she goes, so some have said, Mr. That you have a chocolate voice. And he blushed, and like he laughed and blushed, and he's like, I think I'm going to call it my name of my next album, The Chocolate Voice. And that has stuck with me through these years. How kind he was, how all shucks he was. He wasn't like, that's right. He was like, it's so nice of you to say, he was so kind to all of us in the press, and just like so happy to be there. And I've always been so impressed with him as a person because of that.
I would love to interview either of them. The only people in this cast that I've interviewed is actually Ava Grace. I interviewed her.
Oh, cool.
A while back. And then I interviewed, of course, we've interviewed Nina Wyman, the writer, many times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
it's very, very good.
And we did a Nina Wyman ranking, or I think it was top 10, something like that. And this was my number one out of all of her movies. I think it's the best she's ever written. It's just which is saying really something. Good. She has some really good ones. Really good ones. So, all right, we did it. Very good. Well, let's go over our list. So I have Just One Kiss at 1, The Presence of Love at 2, Game Set Love at 3, Romance and Style at 4, Midlife Crisis at 5, Groundswell at 6, Love in the Limelight at 7, To Her with Love at 8, Always Amore at 9, and Autumn in the City at 10. So Mary, what is your reformed list?
My reformed list. Okay, at number 1 I had Don't Forget I Love You. Number 2, Dating the Delaney's. Number 3 and 4, really close, Love's Portrait and Presence of Love. Number 5, Rip in Time. 6, A Splash of Love. 7, Love in the Limelight. 8, we will not name anymore. It's Romance and Style. Did I do that right? Yeah, I'm I lost here. Yeah, it was 8. Fly Away with Me, number 9. And were we going to kick off Marry Me and You Said to Me? You guys almost talked me out of that one too. Marry Me and You Said to Me. We'll just keep it at number 10.
Okay, you can keep it.
It's fun watching it with my husband, so it's easy.
And Colleen?
Yes. Just One Kiss, number 1, Romance and Style, number 2, Presence of Love, number 3, Unthinkably Good Things, number 4, Midlife Crisis, number 5, Groundswell, number 6, 2 Tickets to Paradise, number 7, Love in the Limelight, number 8, Wedding Veil Legacy, number 9, The Journey Ahead, number 10.
Good. And we had some, hold on just a second, just need to refresh. We had on Twitter, Bo Bud says The Presence of Love. It's been a long time since Hallmark made a character as compelling and meaningful to me as Jocelyn, and 2, he is Always Amore. Our friend Anne, she says Unthinkably Good Things, Just One Kiss, and Romance and Style. Our friend Michelle, she says Just One Kiss, Presence of Love, Love Classified, Game Set Love, and Romance and Style. Let's see here. One says, if it's just straight up Hallmark Channel and not sister channels, then I'd have to go with the Wedding Veil trilogy. This is Kimberly, or Romance and Style. If Hallmark moves to mysteries, I gotta go with The Presence of Love. So maybe it's got more fans than I realized. Our friend Caroline has Just One Kiss, Romance and Style, RIP in Time, Curious Caterer, and Cut Color Murder. She had some. Mary 896427776 says Rip in Time, Just One Kiss, Romance and Style. Yeah. Gail Kinolowski says the Wedding Veil trilogy. So glad they're doing another 3. And then Liza Kennedy says that she loved Romance and Style and the Wedding Veil trilogy. So there we go. Let us know what you think of our picks or what your lists are. We'd love to hear in the comment section or on Twitter. And Mary, where can people follow you?
Yeah, so I'm on Twitter _ Mary Richards. Instagram is Mary Richards Reports. Facebook, Reporter Mary Richards.
Great. And Colleen?
I am on Instagram and Twitter at Lele, LELE 44094.
Great. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. Check that out. And also make sure you're following the podcast, Hallmarkies Pod and Hallmarkies Podcast, all over social media, except for Facebook. Our Facebook is down. We may never get it back, so don't follow us there. But we are on TikTok, so check us out there and everywhere else. And if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. That really helps us a lot. And if you are listening on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that so much. We also have our Patreon group where you can have be part of awesome watch-alongs and other activities. And it's just definitely, I think you get the most bang for your buck of any Patreon I've seen. And we also have the merch store where you get tons of fun merch, parties, Hallmarkies, postables, inspired merch. So check that out. And thanks so much, everybody. And we'll talk to y'all later. Happy New Year.